And welcome back to FPRK Radio. That's Fuck Politics, Religion, and Kanye, the podcast where we talk about all the things that tear us apart, all the things that get your uncle upset, get a fist fight at Christmas and shit. The things that you have to have a little office meeting. They got to talk to you about your decorum because you're bringing up the wrong thing. Like, hey, man.
Human resources on your ass.
Yeah, don't touch that lady that way and stop fighting with people about Kanye. That podcast for that. Today, I got a special guest. I say special because you Philly people are special.
I appreciate that.
I'm saying?
That makes me feel good,
Yeah. We got comedian Herman Wrice.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Introduce yourself. I just said you was from Philly. Tell them a little more about yourself.
My name is Herman Wrice. I'm from West Philadelphia. I've been doing comedy for about 6 years now. I love it. We live in Los Angeles, downtown LA, which is fucking nuts.
Wild.
And it's for sure gotten crazier inside the pandemic. I feel like it's regressed, would you say?
This is just the Wild West. Like,
this
is just crazy.
Yeah.
That Cecil Hotel documentary just came out. Did you see that?
I did see that. You know, I live right around the corner from the Cecil. So,
we right around the corner from the Cecil.
We're literally.
I had mad family members hit me up like, how close do you live to this? And I'm like, it's right there.
It's I can look out my window and see it. I don't have any inclination to go in there and
I do a little bit.
Do you really?
I do a little bit.
Do you?
A little bit.
You got a lot of white friends,
and I shouldn't even say this on here, but I had an idea. I wanted to do a show with Katrina Davis and Felicia Folks where we go to haunted houses as black people.
Yeah,
like just do a haunted show with black people because we don't do that shit.
Can I guest star on that?
Hell yeah! I want to have mad guest stars on that. I should listen. Trademark this right now. It's called. Nigga, don't go in there is the name of the show.
That would be,
right?
And it would be, the only thing is the show not going to last long because niggas not going to go in there. They're going to be like, bro, I'm not going.
Not going in there. What
You're going to be the only person. It's going to be an argument in front of the place every time.
All the ghost houses. And I looked up, I was like, there's like 10 different locations I can go there in Los Angeles. And niggas ain't going to go in there.
Los Angeles is one of the most haunted places.
Oh, it's a dark place. Like it is. The stories I know from people that I trust that are just like, no, don't go in that building. Don't go in there. They
be buying crack out of them buildings though. They trying to keep you away from the crack.
When they talk about like how bad the Cecil is, I'm like, you could probably do that story on most places that a Asian person didn't die on the roof,
bro.
Right?
Yeah,
like it's because it was a foreign citizen died on the roof. It became like a huge story. But you watch that shit, niggas, like 80 people died here in the last.
I'm about to say that. You know how many people jumped out the window? I'm like, y'all niggas wildin'.
Like, yo, it's fucked up for a whole lot of other reasons.
A man jumped out the window and landed on another man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not funny, but
it's just crazy.
That's crazy.
It was nicknamed a suicide before her. Like I was like that, and then they was like, we get 3 calls a day. I live the Hayward Hotels across the street. Yeah. I'm like, there's 3 calls a day there. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing. I see bodies getting pulled out of there all the time. Like every building in Los Angeles is haunted, and especially downtown is haunted as fuck.
Dark, bro.
So yeah,
it's really dark.
I might do that show. Now I got to do it. I got to do it immediately because I already said it publicly. Yeah, right. That should be real.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. I think mad people would because you ain't never seen a ghost show with black people. I've been watching the show. Go ahead.
No, shit. While we mentioning things, I want to do a black murder podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
What kind of murders, though?
Oh, no. Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. So what I wanted to do is kind of like make up the murders, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then we would like go out and like investigate them, like
fake murders.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
I know, but it'd be like a how you say a mock podcast,
like a mockumentary podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's I wanna have good times with black people doing stuff we're not supposed to do.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I just watched. There's a show. It's a new show on Hulu, and then we'll get into politics. There's a new show on Hulu called Skywalker Ranch. And it's about this ranch in Utah that's supposed to be like mad haunted, and the shit's crazy. They catch stuff on video, and they're like, "Yeah, there's like this Native American curse on here." And then they send these like 5 white dudes with lasers and shit. They don't got no sage, no shaman, no nothing. And then they're like, something's going on. One dude, his head swelled up, like he dug in the ground. His head swelled up till a bus. He had to go in the hospital for a week, right?
Damn.
And he was like, he come back, he's like, yo, we can't dig in the ground. Last time I dug in the ground, my head swelled up. And they're like, listen, we got to dig in the ground. And it's like, all right, let's go. And so they go underground. And while he's out there, it's just head starts. He's like, my head. I'm like, cause y'all whiteness a curse.
I was just about to say that. I was about to say white people are the wrong people to be digging.
I was like, y'all
ground.
shouldn't be out there. Y'all ain't the ones. This is for y'all. They cursed y'all to not come back. And it's funny because they said the Native Americans in the town won't even look. They don't even acknowledge that the ranch is there.
Oh, yeah, them niggas know. Because they can probably, they could probably see the spirits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They probably a little closer to that world.
And they look over the spirits like,
not now, nigga. We over here handling something.
These niggas keep running up in here. We gonna
swelling
lock this up.
White heads up.
Oh, man. So this is on this podcast here. We talk politics, we talk religion, we talk Kanye. Because we comics, but comics all the time just come together and talk about comedy.
We do.
But we supposed to be the modern day philosophers. So I'm like, let's philosophize. You feel me? You feel me? And you're from Philly. I feel like people from certain cities like Oakland, Philly, and maybe even like Detroit,
places where it's black people.
Yeah. Kind of have like a deeper political ideology. Is that true in your case?
I feel like because I'm gonna say with Philadelphia, because Philadelphia being the place it is, it's not Washington D.C., but it's surrounded with history of what we should know and what.
I mean, if it's not Washington as far as Washington's all politics, but all the American history pretty much is in Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like anytime you walk downtown, you seeing old shit. You walking down cobblestone roads. You know what I mean? Like, so it gives you a sense of wanting to know what happened. And then when you look at what happened, it just don't really read well for white people.
I mean, it worked out well for them.
It worked out well for them, but what I'm saying, it doesn't read well when it comes to like what they did for other people. You know what I mean? It seems like they just took. So yeah, I would say being from Philadelphia and having everything around me, it definitely makes me more curious as to what's going on.
Yeah. And like Philadelphia, we had coming up as kids, there was. You got the history of the MOVE organization getting bombed out. You got Mumia. And so that's you got them stories going around as a kid. And so you got to learn about all that. And my mom went to school with Mumia. So that was a thing, being oh, my mom went to school with that nigga. Free him. You know what I mean? If y'all don't know who Mumia is, he was a dude who killed him and a cop got in some shit. Cop got killed in some pretty shady shit. And then Mumia's spending jail and life, the rest of life in jail. Yeah. So that was a thing that kind of turned me on. So where are you at now?
As far as politics?
Yeah, as far as
I'm gonna be honest with you. After we got a new president, I stopped paying as much attention because I wasn't as scared.
See, that is exactly what I was afraid of. That's exactly. I didn't even want to vote for Joe Biden. I regret it so much already.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons is because I was like, it's going to be like Joe Biden's in and everything's good.
Right.
And it's better-ish. But them kids still in cages. Nobody asks about that.
It's more cordial.
It's more cordial. Yeah.
It's more cordial.
Exactly. It's more cordial. At this point, we still ain't getting them. We still ain't got them checks.
No, we don't. I'm please give me my money.
Right, and it's not even enough. They were supposed to be the party coming in we here to help y'all.
Yeah.
And they got here and was like, oh, we gonna pull back on y'all. Do you need that much? It's like, nah, nigga,
we need more.
Yeah. And then they gonna gaslight us with shit like $1,400 should be enough to cover your bills through July.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. My rent is crazy.
Yeah.
Them niggas is wilding right
and
now.
And I don't know what state, usually I'm in California is different. I don't know what state you can live in and cover all your bills for 3 months.
Nowhere.
Or $1,400.
Alaska.
Yeah, not
right, not even
heat,
up there.
They need heat on up there.
They need heat, real shit.
They got that heat on blast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and then even today, Joe Biden said, they asked him about or yesterday or whenever, because you don't know where I'm releasing this. But he said he's not going to forgive student debt up to $50,000. He's just talking about $10,000. And they was like, what about 50? And he was like, look, I ain't going to make that happen. And then all anyone want to talk about is like Rush Limbaugh dying or some old shit Trump did. And I was like, I honestly don't care about Trump anymore. Y'all said Trump was gone. We voted this nigga out. I don't even want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah, we shouldn't
what
be.
What the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, where is my money?
I agree with you. We've become lax because we feel safe again.
Right. And that was my issue. Like, I've said it before on this podcast, I stopped protesting when Trump got in.
Yeah.
Up until June of last year.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, all right, now y'all give a fuck. Because people were like, oh, wait, hold on, bad shit's going on. And like we was like, they was doing that shit last week.
They was.
On God, but they just wasn't being dickheads about it.
Yeah.
But they was doing it. And I was like, I'm going to vote. Listen, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden, but y'all got to promise me. Y'all got to promise me y'all going to give a fuck when this nigga start fucking around. Yeah. And he's fucking around. And
have they ever cared?
No, they've never cared.
But we always expect them to care.
I never expect them to care. I'm waiting for people to care.
Very hopeful.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I ain't even hopeful like that no more.
But I
still was a little bit.
Do we underestimate the job?
No.
No? Explain. Because I'm going to explain why I...
like, you think the job is harder than we...
It's not that it's harder. I think we don't know all the logistics behind it.
All right. We can go with that, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
And that can go
and I'm not giving them an excuse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for, like, the day-to-day minutia. Maybe there's certain things that I'm not privy to.
Yeah.
But there is, like, enough fuck shit going on.
Agreed.
Like that, like, you could be like, all right, fine, foreign policy might be hard, but the defense budget is clearly, like, highly, highly inflated, right?
Right.
You could be like, the police budgets are totally inflated. You could the militarization of the police is crazy. Even like simple shit like and like I'm sure healthcare is difficult to do even though every other country did it. Right. But the whole country's behind it. We fucking America. We're supposed to be able to accomplish anything.
Right, agreed.
So I think it is difficult. I'm sure the job is difficult. Yeah. But even the things that they are telling me outright, I'm like, are wrong. That's my issue. I don't agree with them really where they're coming at me from Jump Street.
Right.
And then difficulties, like I'm sure it's difficult, but that's the job. And so you got to do something.
They want to do more for us during election years.
They want to talk more during an election year too.
Right.
And I still think they just talking like, they'll pull their little stuff. But like, honestly, and here's how I feel. You live where I live.
Yeah.
There is nothing that I hear talked about by any politician currently that is remotely a solution for what I see outside every day.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, well, they built the houses for them.
Yeah, they built them little tiny houses. But that's the
agreed.
Right.
They're very small. They're very small.
They're very small. I think there's like 2,000 of them.
Yeah, and it's way more homeless.
Yeah.
All right. This is my issue with that, I'm not comparing it to slavery, but what I'm saying is, you can't just think that housing them is going to be enough.
Housing them's a start, but yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
There's clearly something going on, and it's not even just like an issue of jobs, because there's not going to be jobs. People are like, they need to get a job, and I'm like, you go out there and find that 60-year-old dude that spent 20 years in jail and don't got no education, don't know how to work a computer,
right? Exactly.
And he just kicked. Like, let's say we kick the drugs,
right?
Who you gonna hire him?
Exactly.
Who gonna hire him? Exactly. Because you got people that are like competent, off drugs, got kids, in a house, trying to live, fighting for like a Target greeting job.
Exactly.
So where he fit in, right?
It's niggas with degrees fighting for Target jobs.
You feel me? So I'm like, what do we do? Like our society isn't functioning correctly, and the grand changes need to be made. Yeah. So when I'm like, we arguing over $1,400 to $2,000,
that's not the bigger issue,
right?
Right. It was a guy, and they got on him. I can't remember his name, but he was like, if $1,400 affects your life, then you already living your life wrong. And
I mean, he's not wrong, but he's not wrong.
Right. So, and it was funny Because it went both ways. In a way, you have to understand, and they said it on the show. I watched the Young Turks networks a lot. A lot of us can't handle $600 emergencies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for sure, yeah, life is crazy, but we need that 1,400.
Need that 1,400.
You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
Yeah, like need.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yes. Like need right now.
Right now. Like account right now.
And then next month, I need that right now.
I need it again.
Like, yeah.
I just whenever I get down to like, just things start getting crazy. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll be having sneakers in the tuck. So I sold a pair of sneakers that I did not want to sell.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, I wish.
It took me so long to learn and this is like a thing my parents was always on me, like just have like emergency money stash.
Yeah, smart man.
I've had to start like stashing money from myself, like just hide it in like like I'll just keep money in like some weird account or some shit somewhere, just so I'm like, all right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Just so I can, but it's and listen, I'm not I got degrees.
Yes.
I work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm fine.
Yeah.
But to act like $1,400 wouldn't make a difference.
It makes.
I could find something to do with it.
Yeah, bro.
You feel me?
Said I'm investing, nigga. GameStop. Give it to me.
I took a bath in that. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't do stocks.
Bro.
I'm bad at gambling. I tried that. I freaked out.
It for
pulled
sure
my
was
money
gambling.
Bro, I wasn't gambling though, because all my moves was right, and if I would have stayed in and not punked out, they all paid off, and I'm so pissed about all the money I lost.
About GameStop, for real?
I wasn't on GameStop. It was a bunch of other ones.
Oh,
and I was like, good.
But this is what I'm telling you, and this is the great thing about it. Black people get good at things very fast.
Yeah.
And it's not because we cut corners, but because we innovative. So we find faster ways to do things. Mm-hmm. So with stocks and stuff like that shit becomes comparable to video games for niggas. And they're starting to watch the market like a video game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do they understand all the logistics now? No.
But in a minute,
it changes the game.
I like what you said about black people learning things fast and being innovative. Because to me, it's always like crazy how just where we are now in a country that is literally like everything that we have is in spite of. Right.
Exactly.
Like just trying to be held down. And I was thinking about just like even watching like Judas and the Black Messiah or something, or just like wondering like who's going to be the next like, Jesus or something, like the next person to change the world. I think the first like black tech genius.
Yeah.
Game over. The black Elon Musk is going to.
I agree, but he's already there.
Yeah.
He's just not given the notoriety.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, he got to get that money.
But just the thing that they got, it's a lot of black people with money, bro. They just don't get the notoriety. And they don't want it. I'm not saying that they want it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's like it's more so it just looks like those guys are shaping the world.
Hold on, but this is like and it might have changed a little bit because I haven't checked this in a few months, and I've said this on here a few times before, but it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
If you take all the black billionaires, you add up all of their wealth, all of them together, they're the 21st richest white person. Like that
hurt a little bit.
It hurts a little bit, right? Like we not even top 20 individual if we put it all together. So we like it's. I often say we got two big issues in black currency, and as to what our power is, right? Because we all see ourselves, we recognize what we do in the country and how influential we are in so many ways.
Yep.
But the money ain't there, and our numbers ain't there. So it's not like we can just have, a physical uprising because our numbers ain't there. Right.
Agreed.
But they only seem like we are because how integral we've always been to the entire economy of this country, right?
Pushing the culture.
Right. And that's not just this country's culture, or the world's culture.
It's the world's culture for sure.
I think somehow we need to figure out how to harness that deeply, and I think that can come from like a black person who is really like Elon isn't shaping. He kind of is. So
he is.
Yeah, he really is.
I mean, just his mention of a stock drove the stock high. Then he had some throwaway money to put into Bitcoin. The 1.5 billion is throwaway money.
Throwaway money. Yeah, when you think of it, it's throwaway.
It's throwaway money.
Yeah, I got $200 billion. What do you want?
He's gonna make it back.
I'm like, I always say to people like trying like, because I'm always like, yo, I just want to get in a room with a billionaire.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I'm kicking it with you, we just kicking it, right?
Yeah.
You got $1,000 in your pocket.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I fuck with you. Here, $1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's almost insulting.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm with a billionaire and he want to pull off $1 with me because he got $1,000 in his pocket. $100 million?
Yeah, man.
No, that's a million, $10 million, something like that. It's a shit ton of money.
He
that don't mean
you
nothing
a nice
to them.
look, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, go start the rest of your life off.
Whole rest of your life, yeah.
Your mediocre life, because they like to be sarcastic. Just for your mediocre life.
But I'm like, just let me in the room. Just let me sit down next to somebody and talk to them for a little minute, because I've only been. I think I met 2 billionaires. No, I've been I've been around 1 billionaire before.
Yeah.
I was around Ted Turner at Morehouse's graduation. Ted Turner spoke, which is crazy, because Black University and this old white man's up there talking. But like even back then, this was like 2002 or something. Mm-hmm. And I remember we at the Morehouse graduation. This dude's talking.
It's this before Jay-Z was a billionaire.
Yeah,
That's probably.
And I'm like, this dude has more money than every person in here combined.
Yeah.
Every person in here, and he can
Easily.
shit on their wealth. Yeah.
Easily.
All of them combined. Hov, Hov's, but you met him before he was a billionaire?
No, I ain't never met.
Okay.
I was in the room with Jay-Z. But this is my thing, right? And this is, what do you think the difference is between them and millionaires? Because you've been in the room with millionaires, plenty of them.
I've been in a room with a ton of millionaires.
So that's what I'm asking you.
Because the millionaire got to keep it tight. Listen. If I got 1,000 and you got 200.
Well, you thinking in the sense of breaking you off.
Yeah. That's all. What they can do, you know what I mean?
What about the sense of knowledge, for sure? Like, why do you think a billionaire has more knowledge to offer you than a millionaire does?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
They only know from where they are. Like, they have the knowledge of where they are.
Right.
But I think that it's anything. Like, I saw something the other day that was like, do you think Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or Mark Zuckerberg ever said, I'll do it later? And I was like, yeah. Right. I was like, y'all act like there's something that makes them special beyond someone else that worked hard, other than like catching like, certain breaks or really being in the right place at the right time for a thing. Yeah, they take naps, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they definitely are taking naps.
Take naps.
Like, I don't think there's anything... like, I think my dad says I'll do it later less than Elon Musk. You feel me?
Right. Right.
So I don't think there's anything that necessarily makes them special that makes them a billionaire. Like, I don't, with the exception of maybe like not necessarily Elon, but the way he like kind of puts it together.
Yeah.
And like, there's something to Ho's shrewdness and all this other shit, but the separation between them having $500 million and $200 billion, I don't think there's any deficit in talent, knowledge, work ethic, anything.
Notoriety.
Yeah. Notoriety and just like, hitting the right thing at the right time.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. It does. I feel like your genius come from your work ethic. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right. Like,
but like for anyone to go like Facebook is anything special compared to MySpace, Friendster,
no, it just hit at the right time.
Yeah. Just
if music was streamed back then, all these other rappers back then would have millions and millions of dollars, but it wasn't. The game was different then.
Like, even like talking about like fame or something, right? Like, when you look at like the 80s, basically when like it was like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and you look at these like bigger than life characters coming out at the time, and you credit it to them obviously, but there was also something different about the way the world received information, how television was able to reach people, cable was able to reach people, like different premieres, and it was able to elevate these people to a place of singular, we're all watching something at the same time.
Right, exactly.
That someone today wouldn't even like possibly really be able to make because we're not all tuned into the same thing.
You don't even know when people get their stars no more. It's not as big as it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, such and such is getting their star in Hollywood. Now it's like, wait, when that happened?
Oh yeah, throwaway shit.
Yeah, like, oh, for real, they got their
You
star?
got to follow them on Instagram to know that they got a star.
Like, I didn't know they were getting a star. That's
and be
up.
following them that day.
Right, like, oh shit, you had regular people there and shit. Like, anybody can walk up. I took a picture with that nigga that day.
Right,
So, it'd be wild like that.
So yeah, it's a lot is about timing.
Two
is speaking of God body, is the God the religion portion of this podcast. And viewers, I'm like kind of a heathen. Am I wrong to assume a Christian black background?
No, you are not wrong.
Okay,
you are right on, brother. Pinpoint.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Did you go to church in Philly?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I went to St. Andrew, St. Monica. It's in West Philly. It's an Episcopalian church. We had an African preacher named Father Ando.
Okay.
He tried to do some Zoom Jones. I don't think my grandma was feeling them.
Yeah.
They tried. They really tried.
I remember like pre-pandemic when my grandparents couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
And they used to have like a call up and listen in.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but they would listen in.
But that's what I'm saying. And it's like we be devoted to the Lord that we finna listen to an answer machine.
I can't even do Clubhouse. Like I ain't going to do listening to the Lord on a thing. Yeah. I remember and my grandparents, they went to Sharon Baptist Church.
That's Southwest Philly?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was originally in Southwest, and then they moved over. They're all somewhere off like City Line Ave, somewhere over there now. They built a big one, but yeah. So they Sharon Baptist. And I hate like I still my grandma just died, and the main preacher couldn't do the service because he had like COVID or some shit, and I was like, good, I hate this nigga. Like I really there's a book written about how he like stole money from the church, but the church loved him so much.
Yeah,
and
they love their people. They love their people, man.
And I hate it. And my family's like, all right, Aston, calm down, because I was like, fuck this nigga. I don't want him speaking at my grandma's funeral anyway. Like, you know, this dude greasy as shit. And they was like, all right, okay, Aston, okay. I'm like, what you mean, okay? He stole money from grandma and grandpa, but that's the pastor.
Because it lets them know that everybody's sin. So I know. I'm just telling you, bro. That's what my grandma definitely, she into the church. And it's funny because my grandma and her sister, my, great aunt, I guess I'll call her my great aunt, but, they're just so funny because their attitudes are completely different. Like, one is really nice. Like, my grandma really nice. She'll take her time with you. Yeah. Like, she'll get fed up with you, but it won't be outright.
Yeah.
My Aunt Frida be like, listen, I honestly came here for the Lord. I didn't come here for your shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, like.
But then the Lord say that, like, that's your journey with the Lord.
That's your shit. That don't. I'm like, yo, this the kitchen. Y'all wildin'.
I'm here for the Lord.
Yo.
I'm here for the Lord. So, are you still you be going to the church out here, or you found your way out?
You want me to give my opinion on like religion?
Yeah.
Religion divides. I feel like I'm not mad that people find any way to God that they can. I believe in God for sure. I believe He has many different names, and not necessarily He, but the entity of God. Yeah. It's just I'm not mad at people having faith.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Giving yourself something to believe in. Right. Whether for you it may be tangible and for somebody it may not be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, but with religion, it just teaches us to divide so much. Mm-hmm. And then also a lot of people in the practices of their religion, I can't say that they take their religion serious, because if you only, like I talked to one lady, and she was a Christian. It was my homegirl mom, and she's like a devout Christian, been a Christian all her life. I was like, well, have you ever read any other books other than the Bible? She was like, well, no, I don't need to. I'm like, well, if you are that into the Lord, and you know the Lord spoke to all these people, why would you not want to research
all the stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. Like,
and like if anything, and I used to invite the Mormons in, and there were like two kids that I really like. They would come over all the time. We talk. You know what I mean? And I would be like, do y'all read anything else? And they're like, no, we don't read anything else but the Book of Mormon. Right. And I go like, listen, if the Book of Mormon is correct, shouldn't every other book that you read do nothing but reaffirm your faith?
Right.
Like, even if it's something you completely disagree with, you should be able to like see the truth in what your book says. Like, because that's how I approach everything. I'm like, this is what I believe. Right. And so I want everything. Like, if I've built a house that you can't tear down, I ain't worried about the weather. You feel me? Like, exactly. Let anything come to this because my beliefs are correct. So you could throw anything at them and they go on stand up. Exactly. And if they don't stand up, then I got to restructure that area.
Exactly. You got some research to do. If aliens come here and tell you that they made all this shit, now everything is different.
Yeah, you like, put this book. It's like, nigga, I'm right here. I'm right here.
I'm showing you what we did.
I'm right here manipulating matter and reality in front of you. Like, fuck.
The book's not real. We got 10 of those in the trunk. Nigga, we can plant them anywhere we want to.
I wrote all them shits. That me right there. That shit, I thought that shit was funny.
Right. That was funny. Y'all can't fuck on this day. Like, good.
Yeah, that was always like, you know, because I grew up with a weird religion. I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
And
no holidays.
No holidays.
That's what all the niggas know. Like, damn, y'all don't get no Christmas?
No Christmas, no birthdays. Damn. My parents worked it out. My parents were solid on that. Mm-hmm. They would be like, okay, we don't celebrate Christmas, but here's a New Year's present. And I was like, okay, look, as long as I get that Nintendo, we...
Thanks for New Year. I love it.
Every New Year. We Chinese. I don't give a fuck. But they like worked it out. But like, I didn't even go to a Christian. Like my school was Christian, Jewish.
Yeah.
And like we was 6% black.
Where you go?
Mostly. I went to Upper Dublin High School.
Okay.
Like up in Montgomery County.
Okay.
So like it was like a mix of kids.
Yeah.
But none of them was really Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
So, and I'm being like, well, I like them kids, and I like these kids, and I like those kids. So couldn't they all be right? And like, it made a lot of sense to me early on that I'm like, hold on, if y'all all got different religions, y'all all say it's God. Like, don't y'all think it's a better chance that y'all all talking about the same God?
Exactly. Just in different languages?
Yeah. Like, it's like clear. Like, I don't understand what y'all fighting about. Like,
it's the same person.
And then the thing, like with the taking it literally, people who take it super literally.
Right. That's scary.
It's scary, but like, I think if you actually believe the text that you're reading, there's no other way to go with it but scary. Like if you an armchair religious person, if you picking and choosing, I'm like, you don't really believe, because the God that I read about in the Old Testament.
Very true. Very true.
Like if I was like, yo, I'm going to spend eternity in hell. Like if every day you preaching to me about hell and I really believe I'm going, like I'll never touch my dick again.
Well, that's what made me upset about all the white people claiming they was Christians back when slavery was going on.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, if you so Christian, I'm pretty sure God ain't telling you to hang niggas.
No.
Like, that's not a thing where he like, oh, you know what? I got this clear thought that I just want all the black people hung. I feel like they look nice on a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it wasn't. So I
think they look nicer on trees. Fucking Christmas ornaments. That's wild. I mean, but they did, and like that's the other thing that's always fucked me up with black Christianity, because we go super hard for Christianity. Knowing how much it was a tool in our enslavement.
Yeah, but we really religious people. Like,
we're really, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just something, like we are very soulful people. We get connected.
I think we are deeply soulful and we're deeply connected. It's always been a thing going back through, Egypt, Sumeria, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think our deep devotion to like this Christian level of obedience is purposeful and was like a critical rule really to have us in the position that we're in now.
Let me ask you an honest question. Do you believe that they did not tell us about all the uprisings that there were?
Why would they?
So, do you believe that not telling us about all the uprisings give us the appearance that we were extremely obedient?
I'm talking about literally today.
But
right,
mean,
like I know they don't tell us about like everything that happened. I watched them kill the Nat Turner movie today. Okay, right. Like I watched them, they killed that right now in real time. They trying not to. I watched them just water down the Fred Hampton movie because they can't have the whole like of that. Like I know that they do all that, but I also think I don't think that we are all docile.
Right.
But I do think the ones that are. Religion played a role in that early on. I think it was, and
because it's easy, it's comforting.
Yeah,
you don't have to ask any. If you ain't got to ask any questions, you don't have to do any extra research.
Right.
You just only got to read what's in front of you, which makes
that's all you need.
Exact.
Simple.
Life is easy. This is read verse 2, chapter 3. Of the Bible tonight when y'all go home, then we come back on Sunday, and that's what you did. Yeah. That was your homework, and it's routine, and people love routine.
I get it. And
it's not to downplay. I'm not trying to downplay religion as simple as routine, but for sure it's like a discipline that people have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, and it makes it easy. It gives it structure, and then you don't have to like you said. You don't have to ask questions beyond whatever this book says.
Right.
And you can easily go. I've talked to a lot of religious people. They go, well, that's not for me to know.
Right, exactly.
And I'm like, no, but it's right in that book.
It's the book right next to you. Yeah. I can tell you the page. It's literally talking about this, but they don't want to know.
It's not for me to know.
Right, exactly.
It's not in this book that they wrote 2,000 some years ago.
The craziest thing.
Yeah. So I mean, and like most of my family is religious, and I got it, but I'm less of a heathen now, but I was one of the more heathenistic ones in my family. So it's like I definitely don't have any disparaging things to say about people's belief in it.
Right.
But more the use of it to manipulate people, just as like with anything else, as with
it's weaponized.
Right. With news or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so now for me to even to go like there's a God, which like for me it's not like a entity God, it's more of a I'm more like the universal type of thing.
Right, exactly.
It's like right. But whatever it might be. And then for me that's not all good, it's not all creating, it's more like the encompassing of everything. But obviously there's powers and shifts within that and whatever.
Right.
But within that, like, I don't think it should ever, like you talking about, anything that's going to restrict me from learning.
Right, exactly.
Like anything that says don't look beyond this.
Doesn't make sense.
Don't learn anymore, right? It don't make sense.
Right.
And so I like and the division part of it for me is like what's really difficult.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Because people not buy into it, right? But they believe it so much that they'll read it how they want to read it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I mean when it's like, if you take it literal, then the way you read this could be dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to understand that these are also being written at a different time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's like being written and edited at times of like war.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we're gonna read like the King James version of the Bible was written at a time of turmoil to come out and reflect like the rule that they needed, and then we're like, we're gonna still beef over this.
Right.
And then I remember I did a study on Israel back in the day. And it was like Israel apartheid. And at the end of the study, my conclusion was both of these groups are following the religion, and in order for there to be peace, they're going to have to abandon this religion because that is what's causing the issue here, is them believing that they like talking to two different gods.
Right. Like, this is, what is theirs the Holy Land?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, this our holy, no, we own the Holy Land.
And I'm like, nigga, clearly it's just a holy land. Y'all both people. Like, if y'all think it's holy, and I'm not even conceding that it's holy, but if y'all both agree that this spot is mad holy.
Why can't it be holy for both y'all?
Like, why wouldn't it obviously be holy for both of y'all?
Exactly.
Like, it's not your holy land, it's my holy land. Like, nigga, let's just agree something significant happened.
Like I would, and that's why sometimes you be. It's not that you want God to come down, but it's like God. Like God steps in and just be like, all right,
Bruh.
y'all. It's land. Yeah. I got some land over there that's just like that. If I told y'all the stuff that happened just 10 yards over, y'all would go crazy.
Right.
And none of y'all want to claim that right there.
Yeah, I mean.
But y'all want to claim
Yo,
this.
this is right here.
Right, y'all
Don't make,
tripping.
there's plenty of land.
Exactly.
There's better land.
But it's deep. It's deep. It's really deep.
It's deep in it. I think as long as it can be used for control, it'll only get like deeper because no one's really going to let go of that control. Like even I think there's people at the top that are like, I don't even really believe this shit, but like, you know what I can do with this?
Let me ask you a question about. I watched this small documentary on, and not like a documentary, just like a little info drawn on the Vatican, like the hidden secrets in the Vatican.
Yeah,
right. And the Vatican, damn near, is their own government.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can't go in there. You can't search their shit. You can't do none of that.
Got their own police force and everything.
Right. And it was some stuff in there about one of the popes being for Hitler or not being.
Positive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, because it was a point where they was like, yeah, the Pope honestly could have kind of stopped it, but they thought he was kind of pretending to be cool with Pope to protect the Vatican. You know what I mean? But it was records of his thoughts on black people and everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you at one of the highest. This is the thing about putting people at these high positions, and they people of like that's what I didn't agree about with Trump, because it was like your politics are built on hate because you know people are going to vote on you because you know that's right. It's a very hot topic, but also it's like you have to continue for that to be your politics now. So now you just throwing hate, bro, everywhere, and people think it's okay to.
It's like because if you're like campaigning on hate and hate is your base,
right? Even
if you don't, it's like I said with like religion. If the power is based on this, you're not going to let go of the power. If it's like influence is basis on that,
right?
He gotta turn the fire up because that's what gets his people. Oh, I'm losing steam. I gotta throw out some more hate to get my people up, which is dangerous as shit.
Which is dangerous, and the people who are most affected by it are lower class people.
Obviously,
I'm not even just going to say black.
No,
for sure, black people at a high rate, but lower class people take the brunt of that hate because people don't care what's done to them.
No,
you know what I'm saying? On both sides, even the white people. Like it's like they kind of care about y'all.
White people might be not even might be. White people are probably more negatively affected in numbers by racism than black people because there's so many more poor white people. But poverty is considered to be a black issue, and so poor white people will vote against themselves, trying to punish the black people that they think are poor, punishing more white people.
Punishing themselves.
Like
Trump's for us.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is why I'm on as we're talking about with hate, and this kind of goes back to more politics, but it's also about peace because this is like what I get from Jesus and like Gandhi's or whoever's or even like MLK. And I really, I love Malcolm and everything, but in my heart of hearts, I am truly like just like a peace person. Yeah. Because then if your message is peace, right? Your base is peace. Right. Then you have to go deeper into peace to maintain your base.
Well, think about it like this. Malcolm's message became peace later, and when it became peace, they knew it was going to bring more people together.
That's when they had to kill him.
Exactly.
As long as his message was division, he was fine. But when the message becomes unity, that's why they killed Fred Hampton at 21. Exactly. Because when the message is it's the dangerous message.
Exactly.
Everyone who preaches unity gets taken out.
Exactly.
Which is like why, like early on, I was like, that's why I was like, I'm positive that this is the message. Because I watch everyone with this message die.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the one. Together again, okay. To take it back to the stock market.
Yeah.
Together, unity, Reddit, these discords, people communicating like how they communicate in these rooms that we not allowed in.
Right.
Hey, we about to put a squeeze on this stock right here.
Yeah. Out loud.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we can all do this together. If 1 million of us do this,
we can get paid.
We all get $20,000 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, just hold it.
And it's why, the tower, the story of the Tower of Babel.
Go ahead.
You know, all right. So the story of the Tower of Babel was all the people of Earth were getting together to build a ladder to the heavens. And we were all working together to build this ladder. And the devil, I don't know the story that well, but basically how it goes is the devil created language, different languages, so everyone could stop communicating so they couldn't work together. And it seems to be like, you know, the divide and conquer is such a strong, easy principle. Yeah,
it's used all the time.
Right.
It's used to take down nations. It's used to take down governments. It's used to take down everybody.
And it's so simple.
Yeah.
And it works so well. And like I find this especially, black people do this real hard. Where you start to go, listen, at some point we're gonna have to come together because that's the only way we're gonna do this. Like, I want my revenge first or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm like,
you got to get past that.
Yeah, we got to get past that because that's the only way we're gonna get to where we got to get to.
Nobody can get if you can see past yourself, and it's ego a lot, and we all do it. But if you can see past yourself for the bigger picture, and it don't mean like lowering yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's really like it's really what is the goal here?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to be right or you trying to get somewhere?
Exactly. What's our goal here? All right, let me see how we gonna make this goal work, and let me see how we gonna make this goal work for all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all it is a discussion, and I be feeling like that. So
and like I don't lower myself for nobody.
Exactly.
I'll constantly I'll say this like, oh, we gotta have unity. I like to stand up for my white people sometimes. Maybe I'm like, listen, man, they can't all be bad. What are you talking about? Like, right? You know what I mean? And then, but like, I'll be the first one to fucking pull up on somebody and be like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, nah, that shit's racist, that's this, that's that. And they're like, oh, ass. I thought you were like, nah, I ain't lowering myself for nobody. I'm gonna stay right up where I am.
Exactly.
Right? And bring you like
I'm gonna bring y'all up. Yeah. I'm trying to elevate everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
And unity does that.
Yeah.
Because it's togetherness.
That's no division. All right, so obviously the best part of this podcast for me,
yes, sir,
is the Kanye part. Someone hit me up, they're a new listener, and they go, so just curious, does every podcast end with a discussion on Kanye? And I was like, yes, sir. It absolutely does. I mean, and listen, there's other Kanye podcasts. There's like a Watch the Throne pod. There's a few. Okay, he don't follow mine.
Okay. So you gonna say some outrageous shit?
Yeah,
should I say some outrageous shit?
Look, I think I say we say enough about outrageous shit.
Yeah, we did.
But where you fall on the guy?
I remember downloading Kanye, one of Kanye's songs when he on LimeWire, I think, and I think it was Through the Wire.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But it just was.
It's the LimeWire,
bro. Being from Philadelphia, and we already love soulful music, and our parents listen to old music all day, and got Patti LaBelle on Teddy P. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like we naturally so hearing that soulful music in his music
was instant.
Bro, I'm just like, oh, I love this, right? Downloading all his shit on LimeWire. And he was lyrical, you know what I mean? So it's almost like, I'm not a gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no sucker, but I'm not a tough guy. I'm not about to be out here shooting shit up. Like, that's not my thing.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about Kanye. He was never on that.
Exactly. So he was just more relatable for a lot. And Jay-Z is my favorite rapper of all time. The greatest rapper ever, right?
Yeah.
But Kanye gave you a different element, different view, different, like it was like, wow, nigga, that's, and I wasn't listening to the Mos Def and stuff at the time like
See,
that.
I was, right?
Right.
And I was like definitely conscious. Like I like Hov was I would fight with you in a party for hours about why Hov was the greatest. Right. But I was still listening to Talib and Mos and all that. I had my conscious niggas and I had the hood niggas I listened to. Right. And then Kanye, I remember when he was Kane, he wasn't Kanye, but they just kept saying Kanye West, produced by Kanye West. Yeah. Right before he dropped like Through the Wire. So, you know, he was producing on Hov's album.
Blueprint.
Before the Blueprint. His first beat was on The Dynasty.
Oh, The Dynasty, yeah.
And then he had a few
that's one of my favorites.
Some Talib beats. He had some Common beats, I think, at the time. But so he was having them soulful beats that you were seeing coming up, and they were like, all right, this dude's dropping music. Yeah. And then he dropped, and the fact he was like producing for both, and he came out on some like, you know, on his fucking backpack with the pink polo shit. Exactly. I'm like, this ain't conscious. He was showing up with the conscious niggas. He showed up with them. Right. But then he also showed up with Hov.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I'm still a flashy stock. Because the conscious niggas all had beanies on. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? Like, and there was nothing against that look, but that's like, all right. We ain't mainstream. We ain't that.
And Kanye was like, Louis Vuitton backpack, soulful ass beats. Right. And I'm talking about what I'm doing.
Perfect.
I'm talking about working at the Gap. Like, I mean, I ain't going super deep. I ain't going hard shit. I ain't talking about killing nobody. And I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, that's me.
Perfect formula.
Yeah. And then just continue to, and then, you know, his continued growth after that.
Right. So, yeah, for sure, early on, through a lot of the CDs, man, I was a fan. I don't believe people are as ignorant as they like to appear. I believe they do a lot of things for certain reasons. And it made me upset that he could be so dangerous. And I'll explain why I mean dangerous. Yeah. Because a lot of his opinions, given context or not, are just very dangerous because they're built off opinion and you spew them as their fact. And because of your celebrity, people buy them as fact. And so they start to now, and I can break it down to the statement.
Break it down to the statement, because I want to know what statements, because I'm going to tell you the statements that I think are dangerous in the other way.
No, for sure.
The good dangerous.
I understand. Right. Slavery was a choice.
Okay.
And
I thought that was an important statement, actually.
And I would like to get into why you thought it was important, because I can for sure tell you why I think it's just dangerous, because it was not a choice.
I don't think he was saying it was an actual choice.
What do you think he was saying?
I think he was saying that many people today are in positions of slavery that they are choosing. Not like necessarily slavery, like in the terms of slavery as we mean slavery. Because
I get it.
Right, like we don't know how to like talk about slavery without it meaning the transatlantic slave trade.
So you thought he meant in today's context?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way to, like, if he was just saying actual slavery was a choice, and the statement's actually fucking meaningless because everyone knows it's not a choice.
But what about the statements about what did he say about Harriet Tubman?
Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves; she just turned them over to more white masters.
Okay,
tell me what's wrong about that? Because yes, it was a different kind of slavery. But were we free after Harriet let us go in the North? Did we not need to fight another civil rights movement? Are we not in the midst of another civil rights movement?
So I'll put it like this. If Kanye had you as his publicist, he for sure be winning.
This is why I need this nigga on the show. Because he need to see, like, I would sit down and be like, let me explain this for you.
But that's what I'm telling you.
Right.
It's because you care that you're willing to break it down, and you also are not of, and not to call people sheep, but you are of a person of curiosity. You will research further. You will dig a little deeper. Right. A lot of people won't.
Yeah. Like, whereas a lot of people don't even know about the whole, even while he was doing the Trump thing, the performance art of it that he alluded to, which is David Hammond he alluded to, who did the what's this project called? It's not called Coon, Spade. Spade did the Spade art project. It was featured in Soul of a Nation. Did you go see that at the Broad?
I did not.
All right, so it's like a bunch of black artists. David Hammonds was featured. It's specifically his Spade project. And in his Spade project, he took seemingly racist figures, racist symbols, and he tried to flip them, right? And so the day before Kanye put on the hat, he posted the MAGA hat. He posted David Hammond's Spade artwork, right? And that was David Hammond's whole thing. A really good series. And then he also, right before that, he posted, there was another artist who just did a performance art where he locked himself in a room with a coyote for a weekend and wanted to see if he could find peace with the coyote. And so Kanye posted these two things, and then the next day, he's got the MAGA hat on, he off talking to Trump. And I thought, all right, so there's something more to that. And then I agree with you. I think everyone could see if Kanye knew how to say better.
Yeah, for sure.
This is what I mean by this. But instead, he's saying these statements, which if you know what he's saying, you're like, yeah, I know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
But if you want to be mad, you can be mad. And then two, Kanye talked so fucking much that day on the Slavery Was a Choice Day. He says a lot.
No, he for sure. I wasn't feeling him that day for sure.
In fact, I wasn't feeling a lot of the shit that he said that day too. He said a lot of wild shit that day. He'd be saying some wild shit. But I think it's more. I think he says more dangerous stuff in a good way of being like, black people go buy land. Black people own your masters. Black people, like, you're not even just black people, but everybody own your masters. Take control of your own shit. It's the only way we're going to do it.
But is he the first person? I'm not saying.
No, he's not the first.
Right. I'm just.
Prince was saying that shit first.
Right.
Other niggas were saying that shit first. But he's saying it now.
Right. All right.
And he's in the position that he's in now.
Right.
Saying it.
No, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you. You got to take. We think you got to take the good with the bad, but it's like, why give us the bad?
I'll take the good. I'll take the good with the bad.
I feel you.
Because that's the only. Like, listen, I don't know that I'm going to get the good without it. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I'm being for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly. So I never want one, especially with like Kanye. Like Kanye's crazy, and they'd be like, "Ain't crazy." You know what I mean? He's a centric bull. But they'd be like, "Oh, if he wouldn't do this, it'd be better with this." And I'm like, I don't know if I lose this too.
Right.
And I think this is so valuable that I'm gonna let all this fuck shit go. One, because the slavery was a choice. I don't know what bad came out of that statement.
I mean,
nobody was re-enslaved. This podcast was started.
I'm not. Listen, for sure, it is just people's ideology.
Yeah,
it affects their ideology. Like they really start to reaffirm in things that it's just like, bro, what?
And it was a rough time for me. Candace Owen in his ear, and I get that. But no slaves were harmed in the making of that statement.
No, they for sure not. Yeah.
Maybe, and I've yet. I've been doing this podcast for 3 years maybe. Mm-hmm. I have not met the black person that decided to vote for Trump or be a Republican because of Kanye.
Oh, I have met a black Trump supporter.
I've met black Trump supporters
for sure,
but not like
he's
Kanye
actually really
Trump
funny
supporters.
too. I wonder if he's still. I don't think he's supported Trump anymore.
Who?
Martin.
Martin who?
Morrow.
Martin's a Trump nigga.
Martin is.
You know what? I've been needing to have Martin on here for.
He
a minute
might not
anyway.
be. I don't mean to do that
LA?
to Martin. I think Martin is in LA. But Martin's really funny.
Yeah, he's real funny.
I think he's really funny.
Yeah. Did you see him in that KFC movie?
I did not see him in the KFC. I heard he was in it though.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
That's a blessing. I was on Clubhouse with him, and we was in there going, and he'll hit that nigga's funny.
I'm gonna have him on here. That's a good call. I've been because the last time I tried to have a Trump supporter on here around the time when Kanye was like real lit on this stuff, and I got some bull. And he ain't know what the fuck he was talking about. He just ain't know what he was talking about. No offense.
To bull.
Yeah.
No offense, buddy.
But I was like, he's like, honestly, I was like, well, do you know about this, that with Trump? He's like, honestly, I haven't looked into any of that. And I was like, well, what the fuck is you on here? I asked for a Trump nigga and you ain't looked into it. And he was like, that's you. Right. You investigate shit. Right. You look into shit.
I'm just here to listen to you talk while you ask me questions.
I'm like, bruh, all right. Yeah, but yeah, so I wasn't even mad at Kanye about the Trump shit. And especially because I don't like no Joe Biden.
I feel you. I don't think a lot of people are fans of Joe Biden. I think they are fans of the nation not blowing up.
Right.
And I just think that's what it was. Because it was Republicans didn't want to vote.
I think y'all are so much less aware of how much the world is blowing up.
Closer blowing up.
Yeah, where there's a calm nigga in.
Snowing in Texas.
Yeah, they was like, what? It's snowing in Texas.
But you also have to understand that these are things that have happened in the past administration that are carrying over now.
Right. Oh, no, but also, people was like, Van Jones, little bitch ass crying over, like, Trump's gone, black people can feel safe. And I was like, nigga, Black Lives Matter started in 2013, 14. Because we was out here under Obama. Yeah. When Obama was calling us thugs and niggas was getting shot in the streets and no change happened, that we were still in the same place a bunch of years ago. Yeah. Like the cages did start under Obama. Yeah. And all that shit. So like I wasn't and don't get me started on the drone killings and all that other stuff. And I thought they had all these terrible things going on. But Jay-Z and Beyonce can go do the inauguration for Obama, right? Yeah. And that's cool.
Popularity, we forget about whatever is going on with popularity shows up. Right. It's how the feeble mind works.
But that's why I was like when Kanye goes, I'm fucking with Trump now. I don't care.
And I'd be feeble-minded too, by the way. I'll for sure be like, oh shit, Jay-Z at the oh my God.
It's home over there, right?
Oh shit, nigga, I'm a black Republican.
See, yeah, I like that joke. But like I'm not gonna be swayed by any celebrity coming out for like a Democrat. Yeah. So I'm not going to be swayed by, and I think it's disgusting as well. I don't really like Democrats. I don't like all they drones. I don't like all the shit they do, right? But I'm not going to stop fucking with that artist because of it, because I'm not looking to them for that. I'm not looking at, I'm not,
that's politics.
Right. So when Kanye is like, fuck with Trump, and I'm like, I ain't looking to you for that. Okay, go ahead. Politics. Do your shit. Right.
I just feel like, I was scared that because Kanye is so influential that he could have people just vote for Trump. If he fucking with Trump, they gonna vote for Trump because Kanye said vote for Trump.
I do a Kanye podcast. Ain't no goddamn way in the world I'm gonna listen to Kanye. But I'm sure there are some people, right. But like them niggas might vote for Harambe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, like, but that's what I'm saying. Niggas voted for Harambe.
They sure did.
You know what I'm saying?
And Kanye, and this is also what I understand is like Kanye's just trying to help Trump. Even when he was running for himself.
I don't know what Kanye was running for. I don't even know if he was running
he wasn't doing shit.
President.
Yeah. It was such a really dumb little thing that he did. Like if he really did it, I would have some respect for it.
If he really
if he like put together a campaign and a platform and
and actually really ran.
Yeah, got on all the ballots that it needed to get into and like started 4 years ahead like everyone else does, and really,
went about it the right way.
Yeah. But he like didn't, so that was it. But fuck, neither did Mike Bloomberg, and that nigga got in a debate. But like I respect him more if he did that. But I also, people were like, yeah, he's only doing this to take votes away from Joe Biden. I'm like, how? If he's running as a conservative and he's saying like Trump issues, why wouldn't he take votes away from Donald Trump? Which is what I think he actually did. I don't think any vote went to Kanye West that wouldn't have gone to Donald Trump. Right? Like, if you're voting for Kanye, you're already upset with the mainstream. You're not going with Joe Biden. You're going to go with Trump or Kanye.
Again, I think you have a very good way of rationalizing things.
I think it's the truth. I don't think there's because literally I've met more white people who were like, yeah, what Kanye said, that's right. You don't have to be Democrats, black, and they were because they're coming from the right.
But these white people don't be like, they really haven't sat down with a black person and talked to a black person about these deep issues. They only are seeing Kanye's life and thinking that that's black people.
Right. So he's more influential over white people than he is over black people.
Right.
Okay. I'll go with that. Because mad people are like, no, he's doing it to sway the black
influential over
vote.
niggas, too. I've heard a lot of black people, bro, and not to say niggas, but I've heard a lot of, like, black people, like, I mean, you obviously black as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just, like, it's just, like, it's this idea of Kanye, and again, I don't think that he's not a genius in his own right. I just think that it's people, his words are so heavy because of his genius.
Yeah.
And people they buy into his message so easily.
But his message has been fucking solid, actually. Like to go from, all of his, when he was up there like George Bush don't care about black people. He was like, that's strong, right?
It hasn't been.
When he was taking the awards and shit, and people were like, oh, that's crazy. But I was like, he was right, though. He was right up there.
No, he was.
Right?
Again.
New Slaves, the Yeezus album, he on point. How he's talking on St. Pablo and all that shit, he's on point. And he had like maybe like a 8 months. 8 months when he was really like off his shit.
Rocker.
Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm like, I can't ignore the last 16 years of him being one of the just bluntest black artists that there has been. Before he put on the Trump hat, nobody would have even questioned Kanye's like, just, I'm going to say what the fuck I need to say.
Right.
And here's that. And
so you think it was performing art with the Trump hat?
I think it was performance art, the hat. And cozying up to Trump. And like, at the same time, while he was doing that, like we were talking about earlier, that's when he was really starting to kind of dig back into his Christianity. Mm-hmm. So at the same time he was doing that, his whole message on Twitter and shit was just love. Like, we have to love everyone. I love everyone. And when people come at him, he's like, don't worry about that. I still love you. I love you. I love you. That's what Jesus said. I'm supposed to love everyone. This is unity, right? And so he was on that. And
you want to know what I think about the church he has started? Honestly?
Yes, I do. I need to know.
What don't churches have to pay?
Taxes.
Okay.
Look, and This is one
I'm
thing.
not going to start a church to not pay taxes. No, I'm not going to do that.
I might. One of my top aspirations is to start a cult.
Oh my god!
Like if I was doing a vision board of my goals, above everything, is to have a cult.
But this makes sense. This all makes sense of why Kanye
is influential to me, because I see what he's doing and I'm like, right. Yeah.
Exactly.
In the early days of Twitter, me and Rhymefest, and they fell out, but like back when like Twitter was like mad accessible and everybody was just talking to each other. Yeah. Me and Rhymefest always used to talk about, and he had a group of people, it wasn't just like me. Mm-hmm. We would talk about like buying land, starting our own community, that type of thing.
Could you tell them who Rhymefest is to Kanye West?
Yeah, all right. So Rhymefest, if you don't know who Rhymefest is another Chicago rapper, ghostwriter, wrote Not Through the Wire, Jesus Walks. He's got the Grammy on that one. Even though he's a Muslim wrote Jesus Walks.
The game is
crazy.
Yeah.
He went on to run Donda, the charitable wing of Kanye's operation, which I guess the two of them fell out over. So, but like Rhymefest, he's like a dope dude. Like he's a, you know what I mean. Very dope. I think Kanye probably took a lot of ideas that he's doing up there now, whatever he's doing up in Utah or with his land.
Who knows?
Wyoming. Which I love.
Though,
which pictures. I love. Yeah.
It's really nice.
I've been looking at. I watched that show Yellowstone. It's okay. Like, I just need something to watch. Yeah. Because I paid for Peacock for a month by accident, and I was like, I gotta watch this now. Yeah. But it's about like this white dude who owns a ranch up in Montana, and there's like 400,000 acres, some crazy amount of land. Yeah. And I was like, man, like white people really just own all this land out here, and it's crazy. And like, right? And then I'm like, well, what black people are really buying up a lot of land? Kanye is. Kanye is like he's probably one of the largest black landowners in America at this point.
Do you know this to be fact?
I don't know this. I'm going to look it up. I'm sure there's some nigga.
I was just asking.
There's probably a nigga in Texas who got like a whole lot of land. But he got like 40,000 acres up there or something.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of, And he's got, I think he's got like 300 something in Calabasas.
Okay, going crazy.
Like he's going and he's like, black people buy it, and black people got mad. He said black people buy land. They're like, what's what, Kanye? Niggas is broke. He's like, well, I was just saying if you had money, go do it.
But everybody gonna find a way to twist everything.
Yeah.
So that he's
out of touch.
I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? Like for sure, people just find a way to complain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, nah, you miss again. That's when everybody takes everything literal.
Right.
It's like, no, he don't mean go and buy land tomorrow. He mean a smart option for you is to find a way to buy you some land.
Right.
Whichever way that may be, investing, saving up. If it's not possible for you, come together with a whole bunch of people. All y'all get 1 acre, start from there.
Right.
But this is the wave.
This is right. If we got land and we own it, then they can't take it from you. Right. Well, they can, but like
they gotta pay you for it. They all want to. What's happening now, even with downtown, is expanding out. They're trying to build it up to be New York.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they want to make it more walkable, more accessible, nicer looking.
I hope so.
You know, it makes it more cold and frigid down here with all the buildings, though. Not gonna lie, it's not.
They need to make more park space while they do it.
They really do.
Yeah.
They putting them on top of buildings that not everybody has access to.
Right. Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Like, oh no, this basketball court's moving to the Broadway Palace.
It's like, bro, what? Like, nigga.
I need another court. Oh, well, then go down to Skid Row. There's a court there.
Right.
You can get half the court. Other side's for the dealers.
Right. I'm trying to get me killed. But it's crazy. So it's like the best thing you can do is to come together and buy properties and land and stuff like that, because if you do sell it, then what you pay for it, they're going to have to pay you way more to get you.
And it ain't the same.
Right. And it's like, because they're going to want to build a building there. Mm-hmm. You in their way of building a building. Mm-hmm. As long as you stay up on your payments and stuff like that,
ain't taking it from you.
They not taking it.
Get in their way.
Get it.
And make them pay to get out.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I feel that. And that was Greg Edwards was one of the first people I had on this show, because he was one of the conversations I had about Kanye, where he was like, nah, like, fuck Kanye. And then me and him went on to have like a real good, deep conversation. Yeah. And I'm like, we got this conversation out of that statement that he came over here. But Greg, as long as I've known him, it'd been like, I'm trying to get we going to go out to the desert. We're going to go to Palm Springs, Palm Desert, one of the 29 palms, some of that. Shit. And we're going to buy some acres.
Bro, it's smart.
Yeah.
It's really smart. But God willing, comedy, takes us to where we want to go. Yeah. I'm for sure going to get me a wine vineyard.
Hell yeah. I fuck with that. I keep looking at, I want to get just like somewhere with like a little lake on it. I found a website. It's like called Land for Sale, or Lands of America, and it just shows you all of like the.
You like lakes. You like being in the outdoors.
I like my outdoors, man. That's just cool.
I'm not mad at it.
Disconnect, like really, and I love to sit. Like obviously, I live down here in the belly
of the beast,
right?
For sure.
And I feed off of something like that. Yeah. But I also like for it, I need to completely cut off from it. If my phone don't get no reception, even better. Yeah.
The pictures look really nice, dog. I for sure be like, damn, it looks nice out there.
They're always dope, man. Yeah. I pick a different. I haven't gone in a while though. I'm talking to another comic right now. We might do another podcast. We're just going to hike somewhere. And do the podcast like we record it out there. I didn't talk about it. We're going. Yeah.
That's
but
sick.
like,
That's tight. Yeah. You should do that.
So we're working on that, and then there's hiking Mike and whatever it is. I mean, it's California too. There's so many nice fucking places out here.
That's the wonderful thing about California. You can kind of go anywhere and do anything, and it's cinematic.
Yeah, it took me a few years. The first couple years in California, I would go to like Runyon Canyon or something. Yeah. And then after 4 or 5 years out here, I was
start finding the spots.
And I keep finding like, oh, hold on, there's Palm Springs, Idlewild, Ojai. Just 2 hours in any direction is some beautiful shit.
Damn, I'm about to start going up to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, Santa Barbara's nice. They got some nice hikes. The beach is nice. Mm-hmm. Ojai's my spot. It's just south and east of Santa Barbara. Uh-huh. Beautiful. The people are pieces of shit. Don't talk to nobody out there.
No people.
They all racist dickheads.
Damn.
Don't talk to unless they like a clear hippie.
Yeah.
don't talk to them.
I'm gonna tell them I'm Native American. They still
they're probably less.
I'm like, hey,
hey, you know me.
Yeah.
Woo.
Hey, like, hey, buddy, we're not buying it. We're not buying it.
The people ain't shit, but it's beautiful. Tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me. Oh, I gotta stop. That's so loud. You can find me everywhere at Herman Herman Rice WRICE. Damn, I'm smoking too much. Yeah, just my name, Herman Rice. You know what I'm saying? You can find me everywhere if you type that in. I'm also started a wine tasting channel, Wine Advice with Herman Rice. So check that out. I've been
enjoying that too.
Yeah,
that's
man. I've been having fun. I really enjoy, and not to say that I'm introducing it to the culture, because for sure it's always been around, but I think a lot of the things that we've been scared to like learn about or kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Like venture into all the like black people don't do that.
Right. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to make it less of a bougie thing and more of a like, nah, bro, like we need to get into this too. Like this is healthy for real. Like having a glass of wine is beneficial for you.
You ever talk to Mike over at Buzz?
I haven't.
You ever get your wine at Buzz?
I haven't.
So Mike, he was on the podcast 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Black dude, work over at Buzz.
Yeah. You got to introduce us.
And he specializes in wine. Like he hooks my homegirl up all the time when she go over there, and she's like, he always got good recommendations. His aspiration is to have his own wine shop.
Oh.
And he lived right down here, man. I'll link y'all up.
Please do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I just introducing this to folks, bro, and I'm definitely gonna talk to him. But yeah, I'm really happy to be on that venture.
Definitely, people gonna check that out. People be drinking.
Yeah.
So y'all, all loving y'all, check that out. And I've been Aston Wallace. This has been FPRK. You can follow FPRK Radio. You can follow me at Fast Ramon. Follow this on YouTube. Subscribe to that shit. Y'all ain't subscribing. Subscribe.
All right.
Y'all to subscribe.
Subscribe, niggas.
Yeah, I mean, and if you know Kanye, holla at him. We need to get him on the. All right, tell the people where they can find you at.
Y'all can find me at Herman, my name, Herman, Rice, WRICE. I know it sounds weird, but that is my name, Herman Rice, and that's just it on everything. Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, I'm keep it real simple. It's the best way you can go as a comedian, for real. I think it's Herman_Rice on one of them Jones, or it might just be
Herman Rice. Look up.
Right, for sure. If you put up Herman Rice, you'd be good. I've also started a wine tasting channel. I'm really excited about that.
What's that called?
Wine Tasting Advice with Herman Rice. It's on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, guys. Please.
Fuck that. Subscribe, because niggas love wine. We need to be talking to each other about our love for wine. Black people be doing a lot of stuff on the low, and we don't even like to talk to other black people about the things that we're doing because we're worried about that. And then you can be like, oh, nigga, you like wine too?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of times people never want to feel like somebody put them on to something. So this can be you secretly learning and not really telling niggas that you learning. You learn about all types and different types of wines and everything. And also, it's just great to increase your taste palette. You find out what great foods to pair with. I'm really enjoying doing this channel. It's expanded. I'm for sure going to have my homies on and have some comics on and do some wine tasting. I'm shaking my leg because I get nervous because I get excited talking about it.
That's just good. I love wine. Red.
Yeah, for sure.
Red wine.
Red wine, white wine.
I drink my wine like my Kool-Aid. What kind of wine you want? Red. And I've been Aston Wallace. This is FPRK Radio. You can find us at FPRK Radio on Instagram, maybe some other shit soon. Who knows? I keep adding stuff. You can find me at Fast Ramon. You can find my shit's all. It's Aston Wallace on YouTube. Subscribe to that. And then the podcast is available on all streaming platforms now. I finally got it back up on all streaming platforms, so you can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on iTunes Music. So now we everywhere. We everywhere, baby. And I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.